So, what do you think is the importance of an event like the Genie Awards?
To celebrate Canadian film and excellent filmmakers like Philippe Falardeau.
No, that's too cliche. Find something real that comes from deep inside of you.
To create pride in our own. We're so humble as Canadians.
You're right. We shouldn't be that humble, actually. So I'm going to pass the microphone to its proper owner.
Hello. Welcome to our first interview on the eve of the Genies, the 32nd Annual Genie Awards, with Oscar-nominated director Philippe Falardeau. Welcome to our first interview, and it is just wonderful to talk to you, and you've been absolutely generous with us with your time and with your interviews that you've done with us in the past. And what has changed for you since this Oscar furor, can I say?
It's a tricky question because you wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror, and nothing has changed. But the people around you look at you a little bit differently, and everybody thinks that your whole life has changed, but it hasn't. You know, I travel a lot to promote the film. That's fun. But nobody's back home writing my next film for me. So what I'm thinking about is I'm not working, money's not coming in, bills are piling up on my desk. So I'm still the same person. I have to get back home at some point and start working on the next film.
The reality of Canadian filmmaking. But what I do recall and what really impressed me in the last time we spoke is that you said that you always have something on the go in the back pocket while you're working on something else. And you might be editing something, but you're writing another script. And can you tell us if there is something that you have in your back pocket right now? I'm sure you're going to your hotel room and you're going to be writing a little bit tonight.
Taxi receipt in my back pocket. And
for your accountant, tax season is soon, yes.
Yeah, and when you're on a trip like that, it's income tax deductible. But I'm working on a political comedy that I've written last year, but I hadn't had the chance to rewrite it because I'm in planes, trains, and automobiles. I thought I would be writing in planes.
No, there's too many good movies to watch.
Actually, I'm not. I'm reading scripts, and that's the part that has changed because I've been, been offered scripts, but still, it's difficult to find a film that.
Oh, you've been offered scripts that you are not starting.
Exactly.
That's a new phase for you. How does that work for you?
Well, it doesn't. It's difficult because you can read a script when you read a script that you don't like, it's obvious you're not going to do it. When you read a script that you like or that's well written, you still have to ask yourself, am I the right person to do that particular film? And since I've been doing personal films, it's tough for me to embark on something else that doesn't come from me. Not because I think that my scripts are better. It's just because it's such a personal involvement that you want to be able to say, okay, I want to endorse this and I can say something about that. But I'd like to entertain the idea of perhaps in the next few years do a film that would not be written from me.
Who are your favorite writers? Are there any writers in Canada that you admire?
So this is an open...
Any novelists that you would want to adapt or any writers in Canada?
I see the world as the possible basin for writers. You know, I've been getting scripts from Europe and the United States and Canada. And for me, it's not a Canadian or a Quebec thing. It's about a good story, period. And I'm really interested in stories that occur outside of Canada. My second film, was happening in Belgium and in Canada. I have a project that takes place in Central America. So I'm very much interested in reading anything that comes from anywhere, actually.
Yeah, that's great. And I do have a fascination with your fascination and ability to work with children. The performances that you're able to elicit out of children in the past two films have been incredible. And you spoke a little bit about it tonight on stage, but is there some sort of way in which you create the atmosphere where these kids feel free to express themselves and where it's safe for them, but also they're on the edge of...
Movie making is a lot of work. The hours are long, so you have to make sure that the kids are fresh, they don't tire too much, and for that you just have to install a playful atmosphere. I think of it as a summer camp, and I think they perceived me as the monitor of the summer camp. You know, I fool around, and when it comes, and when it's time to work, they know it's time to work. And the relationship of confidence that you have, not only with them but with their parents. When you're casting a kid, you're casting the parents.
I noticed that, yes.
It's very important.
Yeah.
And when you sense that the kid is there in the audition because their parents want them to be there, it's often a wrong reason to be there. So you have to be aware of all of this. But the main question I was asked during this whole trip was, and the preconceived idea is that it's difficult to work with kids. I don't think it's difficult. I think it's a little bit more work, but it's not necessarily more difficult. It's difficult to work with adult actors. They have egos and sensibility and sensitivity, and the kids, you can just say, okay, that's enough, and it works, but you can't say that to so
How was that? Was that good? Was that all right? Did you want more?
do you know your intention? Do you know your motivation?
No, but I don't quite understand why I would walk
Less,
over there.
try less, think less.
Think less?
That's what I say to my actors, just live, just... Anyway, so with the kids, I feel that it's important to just make sure that they are in a secure and playful environment, and it usually does the job. I have also to say that I work with a coach,
Oh, yeah.
and she's with me all the way from the rehearsal, so she knows where I want to go. So when I'm off to other duties, she can still continue working with the kids, which is very, very useful.
That's really, really lucky. So it seems like your scope is just widened into accepting scripts that you perhaps haven't started from the beginning, looking internationally. Your whole world has probably exploded in ways that you can't even imagine.
Well, I wouldn't have... when I was making Monsieur Lazhar, it was impossible to make any connection between the Oscars and my film, for sure. I'm glad the members of the Academy thought otherwise, and by being nominated, I think it sheds light not only on my film or me, but on many productions around the world, smaller productions that try to bring, different point of views on this world, this ever-connecting world.
And also, more importantly, tomorrow night is the Genie Awards, and who cares about the Oscars? We're in Canada, and you are being nominated by your peers, by your country, and really wonderful congratulations to you. Thank you so much.
The Genies are quite important for me, actually, because it started for me with the Genies back in 2001 with the left side of the fridge. So I'm really grateful to this event.
And thanks for all your support of First Weekend Club. Can I just ask you, you've been really generous with First Weekend Club with your interviews and with your time. How does First Weekend Club contribute to the success of the industry in Canada?
I think it's an important event because an organization, because I don't think just the distribution system can do enough for Canadian films. And First Weekend Club is that extra, and along with other events like it that helps promote Canadian films, we know that we're also always competing with the American films, and it's especially true in English Canada. So without First Weekend Club, I think we would lose the edge that we can have. It's very important to tell the Canadian people that Canadian cinema, or cinema for any country, is the memory of a country and its imagination at the same time. Imagine a person without any kind of memory and imagination. So imagine a country without any memory or imagination. So First Weekend Club contributes to that, I think.
Thank you, Philippe, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thanks. Do I need luck?
No.
I need luck. That's not true. I do need luck.
I won't ask you what you're wearing. What are you going to wear tomorrow?
I'm going to wear something not as flashy as I wore at the Oscars.
Oh. I saw you at the Oscars, by the way. I saw you on camera. I was at home cheering.
I was on the red carpet, and I'd done my homework. I knew that I had to pinpoint Ben Maroney on E-Talk,
Ben.
and I went to him, and I did an interview, but they cut it out. And I can't believe it. I was the only, Canadian featured there. And I even said something like, on camera, this is tough for a Quebecer. I said, go Canada, go. And they didn't even put the interview on.
Oh my gosh. Wow, this is
All right.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks.